And how unfortunate and how sad when the Muslim, he knows that he is bound and duty bound to the command of Allah, and yet he ignores the teachings, and in order to gain, is it status, honor, dignity in this world. Remember the statement of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, that we were a disgraceful and humiliated people when we sought our izzah. إِذَا كُنَّا ابْتَغَيْنَا الْعِزَّةَ بِغَيْرِ مَا أَعَزَّنَا اللَّهُ أَذَلَّنَا اللَّهُ. The moment our intention is to gain that status and that honor and that position and that, in the eyes of the people, and we abandon the command of Allah, then what happens? This is the cause of the downfall and the degeneration and the decline and the fall of the ummah. So the Muslim has to be very careful when he wants to be in a place of position, and when he is given that opportunity to at least enforce or at least protect and safeguard his deen, and when he leaves that, what will be the consequence? The consequence will be just like how Allah Ta'ala brought about the punishment on those nations in the past. Similarly, there is no prophet to come in our time. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came as the final messenger, so his teaching is for right up till the end of time. We cannot change the divine command of Allah. And remember always, man-made laws has flaws in them. When Allah Ta'ala gives a ruling and a teaching, and in the Quran the beauty of what is the position and status of marriage in Islam, and men, when they want to change the natural order of the law of Allah, this is what the fear and the worry is, that it can be a cause of inviting the wrath of Allah to descend upon the communities. And whom can stop it when Allah Ta'ala decrees a matter? People have witnessed and have seen these tsunamis, and they have seen these hurricanes, and they have seen the earthquakes, and they are witnessing these heat waves and temperatures plummeting and freeze. All these are signs that there is somebody, when he decrees a matter, none can prevent it. May Allah Ta'ala give us the understanding to realize the importance on holding firm onto the Kitab Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In so doing, lan tadillu, you will never be led astray. The moment we abandon it, the moment we leave it, this is the cause of the sign of the destruction, and may lead also to the humiliation of a people and the ummah. We will open our lines and take our first call. Your name and where you're calling from. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. It's Alia from Birmingham.
Okay, your question?
I'd just like you to elaborate on, I got a personal matter which has occurred in the last year. My husband actually says to me when he enters the house, he feels hatred for me and my children, and when he's outside the house, he's happy, which has caused a separation. Can you just maybe elaborate if there's anything from the Quran on this?
So when he comes home, he's sad?
He's depressed, he's sad, and he feels hatred towards me and my children.
Okay. Jazakallah khairan. What we need to look at, there are important points to consider. One is, are we in our home when the husband returns from his work? Probably. What is our and how is our welcome? How many a husband that enter their home, they do not even send their salam? So the beginning of the problem of many homes is that we have abandoned the beautiful sunnah and the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أَوَلَا أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى شَيْءٍ إِذَا فَعَلْتُمُوهُ تَحَابَبْتُمْ. Shall I inform you of something that if you practice upon it, it will create mahabbah, it will create love, harmony between you. So the husband enters the home, does not even say assalamu alaikum to the wife. The wife is not even responding, or it seems as if though the condition of many homes, that husband and wife, they are not living a life of blissful marriage. There is less communication, there is depression. Each one should scan his heart, consult his heart, and see what is the root cause of the problem. Sometimes we think that we are on the right, and we forget that probably there may be something that we are pushing the husband away, and there is something that is turning his heart away. It could also be that he is working in an environment where there are people around him who are speaking to him in a manner where there is politeness, where they are cheerful, where they are smiling. So he is in an environment where he is maybe in a position of authority and he is in control. So there are certain things that are happening at him during his work time, and when he returns home, he finds that his wife, probably as soon as he enters the home, is she scolding at him, is she shouting at him, is she already questioning him, is she already interrogating him, why is he late, many things. So it all depends. Whenever there is a dispute between the husband and wife, they would need to sit down. وإن خفتم شقاق بينهما فبعثوا حكما من أهله وحكما من أهلها إن يريد إصلاحا يوفق الله بينهما. So now they are seated down, and you have a representative from the girl, a representative from the boy, and they try to cement the relationship. They try, because we have somebody who is listening to what is the issue of concern. Why is the husband depressed? Why is he happy when he's away from home? So lots of things would need to be carefully analyzed, and thereafter to come to some positive conclusions. But it needs to make a sincere willingness from both sides to try and save that marriage, inshallah. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy. And I hope that you could read probably books where they give you ingredients for a happy marriage, inshallah. We will take the next call. Assalamu alaikum. Your name and where are you calling from?
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Sulaiman. My name is Brother Hassan from Oxford. Basically, I have two things. Firstly, the question is, at the moment, I've got a swollen foot, and it's called something called gout. And I would like to pray, but unfortunately, I cannot pray because I cannot do wudu properly, and I cannot sit down and do sajda and ruku because of the foot is quite swollen. So I'm aware that I can sit down on a chair and pray, but I've been told that this is not permissible. And also, because I can't do wudu, I was hoping to do taima, but I do not have this stone. Can I get any stone from the street and do taima? I would like to an answer for that question. And secondly, just a comment to congratulate you on your work for Shakir Ahmad. I've been watching you and the work you do, alhamdulillah, mashallah, and I think you should address that a little, if you can, and get people to sign the petition, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan to the brother from Oxford, and yes indeed, it's a very beautiful reminder that you have given. Whenever there is a difficulty or any brother who is in difficulty, the response of the Muslim is, and you know, and people are aware of it, that if he's not been given a fair trial, and in fact, the 13th of February will be 11 years of imprisonment. How sad and unfortunate it is that we have the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Man naffasa an mu'min kurbatan," whomsoever removes the distress of any believer, Allah will remove his distress on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. So hence we recommend and we advise that every person, everyone who has concerned about his life of the year after, in this world you have been put to a test. What will you do when you knew and you had your brother who has been imprisoned for 11 years, in fact cleared for release 2 times, no charge, no trial? So please, yes, we do request that you do sign the petition so that inshallah effort be made so that he can be immediately released and transferred to his family who live here in South London in Battersea. And his children also attend our madrasa and we see them growing up in front of our eyes. Please do try and help in whatever you can, and get people to sign this petition, inshallah, for our brother Shakir Amir, the last Londoner in Guantanamo. You have raised the question on the sitting, standing, feet is swollen. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, or closer to the meaning, fattakullah mastata'atum, that you worship Allah in whatever is in your capacity. So if somebody cannot stand and pray, he is allowed to sit and pray. If somebody cannot sit and pray, is allowed to recline and lie down. The feet is swollen, you cannot stand, you have a gout. So there is permissibility for you not to put over a burden yourself. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. In your capacity, you can make your wudu. Now tayammum is a substitute for wudu. When do you do tayammum? If the water is not available, if by using that water which may cause your condition to deteriorate, is your life going to put you in danger? If it's not the case, then it will not be allowed to make the tayammum, but it would be permissible for you to do the masah and to pass your hands over that place where there is the gout or it's swollen. Or so you will need to, we say, yes, it is allowed for you to sit down and perform the prayer, but you cannot abandon the prayer. Jazakallah khairan. We will take the next call. Assalamu alaikum. Your name and where are you calling from? Assalamu alaikum.
Hello?
Okay, your name?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, Sheikh, my name is Muzammil.
Yes, brother Muzammil, your question?
Yeah, brother, what is, I'm a bus driver, and sometimes when you go to use the bathroom, obviously there's, as you were Western toilet, there's urinate on the floor and everything. It's hard to keep clean. So, to use the toilet, majority of the time you have to stay away from the toilet because it's got urine all over the seat and that. So is it okay for us to stand up and do it and be careful, or do we have to sit down or find a proper place? Because it's hard sometimes while you're working to find a proper place, because you sometimes we pray our salah in the bus and that. I'd be grateful if you could answer the question for me, Sheikh.
Yes, indeed. The important point is that one of the punishment of the grave is a person was not careful after urinating and cleansing himself. So if there is a person who does not clean himself thoroughly, ensures that there are no drops of urine after he has completed his toilet and passed the urine, he has to take extra caution. So we have the beautiful etiquette and adab of entering the toilet and being sitting down position, and the posture also when one is defecating or urinating. So that posture also, it meets the condition where a person can thoroughly cleanse himself or ensure that there are no drops of urine also. So now you have raised a very valid point. Is there the evidence? Or when Prophet ﷺ came, ata sabatata qawmin, and when he stood and done the urine, given that it may be that there is sometimes a situation and a condition that that area that you want to pass the urine, it is so it is full of impurities and najasa, and you could not even cleanse it, then there will be the permissibility to stand at that time and that condition. So it is not an open permissibility just to stand and urinate, but only under certain extenuating or serious circumstances there will be permission to do so. And even then you have to make sure that there are no drops of urine that may fall onto your body or onto your clothing. So that is what you have to bear in mind. Yes, Jazakallah khairan to that question from Brother Muzammil. We will go to the next caller. Assalamu alaikum. Your name and where are you calling from?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm calling from UK. My name is Asma.
Okay, your question?
Sheikh, I would like to ask you, it's not a question, it's kind of a need a bit of advice. Subhanallah, I used to earn the praise, I used to take my prayer seriously, and then mashallah, and now it's like not praying on times, and sometimes even so my prayers. So could you give me an advice? Subhanallah, because before, like, even people used to say to me, "Oh, the sunnahs you can see on you, mashallah, and everything." Now within myself, I know my prayers, and I just pray, but I don't know khushu with it. SubhanAllah, can you give me the advice where I can start from? Inshallah.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan. Yes, indeed, there is something called the sweetness of the iman. Now, salasu man kunna fihi wajra halawat al-iman. So there are types of people, when they find themselves in that condition, they will taste the sweetness of iman. So we need to check and see, do we have love for Allah and love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? When we have more connection and understand the importance and purpose of the prayer, and the position of the prayer and the salah in the life of the believer, and the position of salah for that person who has abandoned it, the distinction and the distinguishing and striking feature of the believer and the disbeliever is in the salah, in the prayer. If Allah Ta'ala in the Quran, in Surah Al-Mu'minun, explain the characteristics of the believers, beginning first by قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Successful indeed are those believers who have khushu', humility, sincerity in their salah. That is the first characteristic. Now a person finds him devoid of that quality. It does not mean that you will abstain from the prayer. You have feeling you are right down. You feeling that there is no khushu', devotion, sincerity. So the perpetual prayer, and you are continuing in your struggle, and you are building, and you are doing lots of actions that may draw you closer to Almighty Allah Ta'ala, because you can never abandon the prayer, and person will be rewarded according to his level and of his devotion and sincerity in the prayer. So it is for you to make that concerted effort and to do that serious reflection, and to think that you are standing in front of your Creator, and it is about knowing that just like how a person, when he's standing in front of a king or a minister, how would he behave? Now you have to build yourself to a level which is called ihsan, an ta'bud Allah ka'annaka tarahu, wa in lam takun tarahu fa inna yarak. Can you build yourself to such a level that when you are standing in prayer, when you are worshipping Allah, it is as if though you are seeing Allah. When you are worshipping your Creator, and you know, and if you think that you cannot see your Creator, know that Allah Ta'ala is watching over you. So the life of a believer is to bring himself to that level of being from the righteous by doing certain actions, and those actions will need to be done with istiqamah and steadfastness. So think about the beautiful hadith. If you have steadfastness, if you think that you want to gain and preserve and protect your iman, then have two things in your life: have istiqamah, steadfastness, and increase in your iman. The question is, how do you increase in your iman? So now that you know that salah is important in your life, keep on praying the salah. Never abandon the salah. You have performed it. You have fulfilled your obligation. Allah will reward you according to the level of your devotion, sincerity, and all that is with Almighty Allah Ta'ala. But the believer, he continues, because he knows that if Malak al-Maut and that angel comes to him, at least there is a reward for having that steadfastness. Inna alladhina qalu. We are coming close to the break, but I would like you to remember of the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya musarrif al-qulub, sarrif qulubana ala ta'atik. O the turner of the hearts, turn our hearts in your obedience. Until after the break, inshallah, we will continue. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم